Hello from the Dreamport Discord server. I'm ShadowsPub bringing you Pimp Your Post Thursday. On the show today, we'll share posts, meet others, and have some fun. You can share your own post or someone else's you really like. To take part, drop the PYPT emoji into the show text channel. I'll add you to the list to take a turn sharing posts. When I call on you, add your post link to the text channel and come on voice to tell us about it. Keep it brief, like a short commercial for the post. If you can't do voice, it's okay. You can share by text, but text and the link must be ready to paste into the text channel when I call on you. You can have more than one turn, but you must use the emoji for each turn. And let's get started. And yes, I've left the recording on. Buckerman, you're up.
All right. So that post I just put in the chat, that links to our announcement where one of our wrestling partners, Perry Saturn, was on the Maven Huffman YouTube channel. This is the second time he was on the YouTube channel. And as you can see, the Woo belt is on screen the entire time. That Woo belt also showcases some Hive D apps, including Splinterlands, D Crops, and in Leo. There's a strong call to action at the end of the video. The post just kind of gives a breakdown of what was talked about in the video and why it's important for not only Woo, but also Hive. Currently, there's over 200,000 views on the video with over 800 comments. Our last video we did with them drew over 1 million views. And so, if you want to read more or find out more about it, check out the post with a link to the YouTube channel in the description.
So that's some nice marketing for Woo and Hive.
Man, oh man, Bookerman. And I remember Perry. I met him in Vegas.
Yep, and we will be returning to Vegas here in about a month over Easter. It'll be April 17th through the 20th. Wrestling Organization Online will be appearing at WrestleCon, which is the biggest wrestling convention in the world. We will be there signing people up for Hive, also selling autographs with Perry Saturn. We also will have our physical trading card game, which has QR code advertisement cards for all of our D-app partners. So we'll have a card in there for where people can just scan it and sign up for Hive, go to the hive.io website. We have one in there for D Crops, have one in there for In Leo and Splinterlands. So it's just another way of us trying to do some guerrilla marketing for Hive.
Nice. So Engines asked, how would you get your stuff on the belt? I think you meant a different word, Engine, but I'll make it
Yeah.
clear.
So what we did to we have we did contracts for side plates. So some of the projects did like a 1 year agreement, some did like a 3 year agreement. But all you would have to do is just send me a DM and I can send you the package that we do for it because that belt goes out to all of our live events. It goes out to any marketing that we do. So really cool things like this Maven Huffman video, which we have plans to do many more of those in 2025 and beyond.
And Bookerman, before we leave this post, can you tell us a little bit about the Woo token?
Yeah, so the Woo token is our main play to earn token. You can the best way to get it now is either through HP delegation through our website where you could delegate HP to our account that we use to curate. You can earn from that. We also have staking rewards, and also just by playing matches and winning games, you can earn the token. We have quite a few different syncs for the token. Those include upgrading your cities, any of the cities that you have where people travel to hold matches. That's a sync to upgrade there. We also have syncs in the form of upgrading your organization, which is each player is their own organization and wrestling organization online, and you can unlock more earning potential by upgrading your organization. We also hold specific raffles. For example, we have signed merchandise and very specific things that we will send out to people. And the only way to buy tickets for a chance to win that item is through the Woo token. Here this year, we're also going to be releasing basically like subscription loot boxes, where for a subscription, you'll be mailed a physical box with various wrestling memorabilia, some of it autographed and signed, some of it just, regular wrestling memorabilia like t-shirts and stuff like that. And you will be able to do that with Woo Token. And then we're also planning live events, like actual physical wrestling events. And the only way to get VIP tickets to unlock the after party and stuff like that will be with the Woo Token. So we have a lot more utility for the Woo token coming out this year.
And I keep an eye on the Woo token, in when I use the Ecency mobile app, and I just kind of I just take a look every day at the second layer tokens. I've got my Woo right there in the middle.
Yeah, I'm excited for this year, to be honest, with the token.
So Engines made the comment, bunch of LPs you can enter to earn Woo passively too. Do you want to expand on that, Engine?
Well, we also have
Yeah,
the pizza
if
token.
you're familiar with like Tribal Decks or B Swap, there's several different LPs which are it's short for liquidity pools. Where
Mm-hmm.
if you like, there's a Swap Hive Woo one where if you put X amount of Swap Hive equivalent to the whatever that amount is worth in Woo into that pool, then each day you will get whatever the rewards are listed in the Woo pool itself. Swap Hive Woo, there is Woo in there, and I think there's some Pimp in there too. If anybody wants some extra Pimp, selfless plug.
So
But yeah, you guys have a bunch of different pools, don't you? Like
I'm
Yeah, we have Swap Hive, Pizza. There's quite a few different ones there.
all right. Always possibilities of passive earning on Hive, and it's not just with Hive.
yes,
All right, Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, I already had this typed up and ready to post as soon as you called on me, but I see Woody also mentioned up there, FYI, happy birthday, Hive. Yeah, we have to acknowledge the birthday. It was 5 years ago today that we forked from our legacy chain, which is really awesome. It's a great milestone.
Yeah, especially when we consider the turmoil we went through to get to that day.
Oh, heavens, yes. Oh, my goodness gracious. There was 2 or 3 months of total chaos before that.
Well,
Oh, goodness.
actually, the chaos kicked off on the 14th of February, because remember the announcement of the sale of Steam It was made on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but there was some rumblings about it coming before that, and we were saying, hopefully this is fake news and nothing real, but
Yeah,
yeah, it took a while before it finally came to light.
yeah. Up until then, it was just chain drama, and then it was like, oh shite.
even
And
after Hive was born, there was still a lot of drama for months after that.
well,
Oh,
especially after the stunts they pulled over on the legacy chain,
Yeah,
they
Well,
definitely. Go ahead.
I was going to go ahead and start my presentation. Go ahead and finish up if you want.
Uh, I was just going to say that they definitely made sure that anybody that was thinking of straddling both chains thought twice about it with some of the stunts they were pulling over there.
oh, definitely.
when you shut down people's accounts on them, which you didn't really think you
Well,
could
and
do on the
speaking of the
blockchain.
Hive blockchain, this post here is showing some of the good stuff that Hive is doing. Abinad, even if she were here, she might be going to share this post. I was really hoping she could be here so she could talk a little bit more about it. But there are several places in the world where um, good, clean drinking water that isn't polluted is hard to find. And I know for first world countries, this might be hard to understand, but um, people who live in third world countries deal with it every single day. And in Ghana, where Abinad lives, there are actually people that are doing some illegal mining for gold, which is causing more water pollution than there normally would be. And I did not realize that that was part of the problem. I thought it was just that they didn't have big enough bodies of water with clean, clean, pure water nearby some of these villages. But they do have water sources near some of these villages, but they're being polluted by the greed and this illegal mining for gold. But she talks in the post about how the illegal mining is really the only option that some people have for making decent money. And the politicians are involved. There's apparently a lot of corrupt politicians that are involved with it too, and it's just a mess. But a new borehole has opened in Ghana to provide clean drinking water that is sustainable, and it's just a wonderful thing. And I love the line in Abinad's post where she says, not only are the boreholes bringing water, but they're bringing hope to the communities. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a powerful thing to say. So, yeah, check this out and also be on the lookout for the official Hive anniversary post coming soon from hive.io account. And they will be talking more about the boreholes and other projects that Hive is doing to make the world better.
Um, let's see, Engine just said they should reach out to Guilty and seek assistance from Value Plan if they haven't already. I just assumed that Value Plan had a hand in these boreholes. Is that not the case?
Be honest, I'm not really sure where all the funding is coming from. Value Plan might be involved. I'm not sure.
I would hope they are. There's the lady of the hour. Hey, Abinad. I see that she's had some nice upvotes on that post too, which is good to see.
Yeah, Abinette, I just shared your post about the boreholes. I think it's a wonderful thing. If you'd like to say anything else, I'm finished with my presentation. You can hop on the mic and say something.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Abinad. Did you want to add
Okay.
to what Kitty Girl said about the boreholes? I know you don't know what she said, but you say what you want to say.
Okay. So thank you, Kitty Girl, for sharing my post. And um I made this post basically to tell the whole of Hive about how far the impact of the boreholes have gone. And most people don't know that for a while we've been battling illegal mining, which has been polluting our water bodies here. So Hive boreholes, which have been provided to communities, actually going a long way to help them. And for kids who had to walk miles, women who had to walk miles to fetch the same polluted water would now have to, I mean, sit back and relax, and then because they have access to clean water closer or nearby to them. And imagine kids having to miss school hours because of health problems as a result of drinking from polluted water bodies would no longer have to miss school hours. It's like it's very deep, but um it's just that we don't talk about it often, so people don't really know how far the impact has been going for the communities in Ghana. So that's why I actually wrote this post. And it's been restoring hope because the government doesn't really mind. It's not minding them. So for Hive coming to mind these communities, it's a lot. And when you see, when you check out the main project and see people smiling in the post, it's not just for the camera. It's actually they saying that like thank you Hive for restoring the hope that they lost a while ago. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. How many of these boreholes have they done? Do you know?
Yeah,
I,
they
s-
just
I
completed.
think there's 19. Isn't there, Abinad? 19 total.
Yeah, but they just finished their 20th. Whoa.
The 20th.
Yes, they just did the 20th for one particular um secondary school. So imagine this the children had to go out of the school to like walk miles to fetch water. And the water they're going to fetch wasn't like clean water. So this borehole means now they don't have to go out of the school to fetch water and they don't have to fetch from polluted water bodies. Yeah. So this is a 20th borehole project they just completed.
And that's been over, well, it's been less than 5 years, obviously. But that's, what, about 3 years that I've been hearing about these? So that's pretty good. All right. Thank you, Kitty Girl and Abinad. And Ricky, you're up. Are you with us? There she is. All right. Tell us about this.
Hello everyone. Actually, been a while here, and I noticed that most of us are not here today, and I think one of the reasons is the high cost of data now happening in our country, plus the fact that the network is just actually bad. I had to like, in fact, I had to like go to a different place in order to at least get a good network to attend prayer activities today. So it's been a while since I've been here. So this post actually came across it about I think 3 days ago when somebody shared it. I think it's been going on for a while. I think it's finished the tale on incense. Yes, so I think it's actually a good thing. And when I read through it, I decided to just jump on it and see what will come up. I think they'll give a line or so, then you'll be asked to finish the tale. Just create something from that line. So you can check out the post and see what I've written. Thank you.
So, this is a true story?
Um, kind of, yes.
Based.
Not actually, yeah, it didn't actually happen to me. It happened to somebody close to me, but I used it from my own angle. Yes,
So, based
yes,
on a true story. Very good.
yes,
Nice job. Thank you.
so much.
And Alessandra, you are up.
Okay, nobody but nobody wants to follow Abinad.
Well, Ricky did a good job.
Right? Yes, yes. Oh yeah. I was just putting the tail end on a little reply to that very good. Very good. So now I need to go over to rookies and finish finish the tail, the unnecessary call. Yes, got to go see that one next. All right. So this little post is about switching hats between um, doing some learning and teaching and training for Hive in Amsterdam. Yeah, I love hats too. And then running like my hair was on fire with all of the planes, trains, and automobiles to get to my first rehearsal for the National Clarinet Ensemble. Yeah, so as we were leaving the rehearsal on Sunday, they're handing out posters for an event that we're doing. And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is real." And I got through my first rehearsal and they didn't kick me out. Yeah, so yeah, I hope you'll see. I'm taking you on a tour of what a clarinet ensemble is. And I don't expect you've heard of it, but some people refer to them as clarinet choirs. It's where you have all the different voices of clarinet, and yeah, I show you what they look like.
How many different
Yeah.
voices of clarinets are there?
Okay, you've got the sopranino. That's the itty bitty one. Then you have the one that I play that you see me with in the picture there. That's the soprano. Then there's the alto clarinet and the bass clarinet. Then there's an alto bass clarinet. Then there's a double bass clarinet. Then there's a contralto clarinet, and then there's a contra double bass clarinet. I think there are other ones, but they're very difficult to move around and very difficult to fly with them to concerts. But when I went to Dublin at the end of the summer, Creative Work Hour, one of the communities on Hive, we funded a scholarship for another returning musician who's here on Hive, Rochelle Grosilla. And together we went to this concert, and the concert was for the British Clarinet Ensemble. And we were just so blown away. And I talked to the conductor and the music director the next day after Rochelle had gone back to America. And one thing led to another. And 6 months later, I was brought on as their newest member. So here we go. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about it.
And now you're practicing with them.
Hmm.
So how often do you have to practice with them?
We only practice together once a month because people come from Scotland, Wales, all over the UK. So we meet once and we practice all day long. So that first day was really intimidating because it was every single piece of music that I saw I'd never seen before and had to play it in front of people.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But in April, we're doing a fundraiser where clarinetists from all over can just join us. It doesn't matter their level. They can just join us and play alongside us for what's called a play day. And they pay like 50 British pounds sterling to show up and play along with us. And that's our fundraiser for the recording that we do at the end of the summer, where we'll literally move in together for 4 hours of professional recording time.
That's
4 days worth. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, so it's a new thing and I'm learning my way around and the shyness is there and oh well.
So next week, you and I have a new but not so new thing. So why don't you tell everybody about that?
So what Shadows is talking about is our old show made new again called Hive Space. And she has created this an actual space. You get there online, but it gives us a place where you can actually claim a chair. You get to decide who you're sitting next to in this platform that's called Go Brunch. And in Go Brunch, the guest, who is Archange, yay! Uh, Archange will be our guest, and so every time he wants to show us something, he is just able to. Oh, here you will see on the screen, and it looks like he's as if he's turning in his chair and pointing up at a wall that has what he wants to demonstrate to us. So we pulled this out and used it for the first time last month. Hive Space is only being held once a month. So we very carefully decide who does it make sense to have come on next based on who we just had, so that there's kind of a narrative of how we're learning. So if you're a new Hivian or you want to invite someone who's thinking about joining Hive, we want this show to make sense to them. And if you are someone who knows all kinds of things about Hive. We want you to be there so that you can polish how you explain things to normies because nobody cares what you know. They only care if you care that they understand. And I think that is the heart of Hive is that we care if we understand what we're doing and how this simple technology can bring clean, healthy water to a community, for instance. So we want things to be easy to understand and easy to learn how to explain. And that's the point of our show. So we hope that you will come. And I will, everybody who is here today, I will personally send you an invitation here on Discord so that you can you can save that to your own Google Calendar or what have
Oh,
you. And
I think we can do it this way.
what? Oh, Luma!
So,
Sorry, honey.
Go
I
Brunch.
tripped.
Go Brunch is a very simple platform to go in. You do not have to join it. You simply put your name in, choose an avatar, click join, and you're in the room you're headed to. We work alongside Luma, which is a an event calendar of sorts, and Go Brunch has what they call the tasty menu, and that's a Luma calendar where they promote events, if as long as they're set up in Luma. So I've set this event up in Luma, and we're reaching out to the
Yay.
people on Go Brunch to try to get them in to learn more about the Hive blockchain. Uh, while I've created a studio there for the Hive spaces, I've also created a space with several rooms in there, and we will expand them out over time as we can get people utilizing them. So there's a cafe there. And anybody wants to go and hang out in the cafe, go feel free to go right ahead and do so. So
They can check it out.
there you can go and register and get the reminders as to when the show is coming up.
Perfect. Thank you, Shadows. I threw a gutter ball. Sorry.
I was sitting there waiting. I was ready to throw it right back again.
Good going.
So I'm really kind of looking forward to having Arcane on. It's not too often that we actually get to hear him outside of Hive Fest. He usually presents at Hive Fest, but not all of us go there.
And what's really good about having him when we are is that whereas last year he was able to attend Buzz Party in Hamburg and then Hive Fest. This year his schedule is much tighter. So if you want to get to hear him, it's important to hear him when he's available. Yeah.
And speaking of people we don't get to hear very often, we got to hear Assidio speak last on Tuesday at the Hive Thrive uh, hour over in the Hive Discord on Tuesday. That was pretty cool, and there is a recording of it. I don't think it's been published yet, but we'll let you know when it's out. And next week, that one is going to have Taskmaster, so that should get interesting. And Ricky, you won the one HBI. Bipolar, you won the three HBI. And Q, you are up. Oh, Q's being shy today. He says, here's a review I made about a movie titled Secret Superstar by Amir Khan. I'm not a fan of Bollywood, but I don't joke with his movies. Secret Superstar is amazing and interesting with a lot of morals in it. Check the post link to know more about it. That sounds interesting. You guys are onto your finances in the chat. I can see that going on. Ah, he's Pirate Q, Galvin. He knew what I was who I was talking about. He's been around a day or two. Captain Dreamsteam gave him that uh, moniker. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, there's quite a few people on Hive and even back on our legacy chain that have chosen mobile living solutions, partly for economy, partly so they can travel, visit other Hivians or other places. But a lot of it is economy. There's been people that have lived in RVs and reconverted old school buses that have been sent to the junkyard, and they bought them and fitted them to live in. The same is true for the person who authored this post, Truck Life Family. She found an old truck that had wooden sides and modified it to live in for economy's sake. She had holes cut, windows installed. She's got a bed and sofa and all that in there, and has been living in there comfortably until rains came, torrential rains recently. Um, in the past, when the truck would get a little bit wet from rains, there would be, time to dry out later and there wasn't a problem. But this time, the rain has soaked through to the inside walls of the truck she's in, and there's water coming in around the windows too. Just it's beginning to get too old, and she's really looking for advice. She's not asking for a handout. She's looking for advice on what to do. So, if anybody has any thoughts, I'm sure she would appreciate a comment. Um, she's a very thoughtful person, and I think she's a very together lady. She's doing quite well living in the situation she's living in, raising her daughter. She's chosen to kind of live a nomadic bohemian lifestyle to, get away from the straight and narrow path that so many of us, plod along with, in corporate America and whatnot. But anyway, give her a little bit of encouragement and advice if you can.
I think it's been a while since we've seen this name come up, isn't it?
Well, she's been active on the chain for several years. I don't think she's ever stopped blogging. It's just she kind of flies low and hangs out with some of the communities that kind of jive with her lifestyle, and that's it. She doesn't like. I'd love to have her come to Pimp Your Post Thursday sometime, if she's got time to do it. But yeah, she just doesn't reach out that much. She just kind of flies low under the radar. But she's a really cool lady, and if you go back and read her posts, she's all about doing things in a very natural way, uh, trying to live in harmony with nature and Mother Earth and eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle. It's really cool what she's doing and how she's raising her daughters.
Sounds like it. Some interesting ones to keep an eye on. Thank you, Kitty Girl. And Calvin, you're up. There he is. All right.
Okay.
Tell
Uh,
us,
Good
tell us
evening,
about
Noah.
this.
Yeah, so this post, I decided to write about environmental pollution, which is, should I say, which has been very rampant in my country, and especially the environment I live in. It's alarming how you see how people treat um, government properties, the street lights, the gutters, and sometimes you wonder if they are not, if the government did not employ people to take care of these things, how it would actually look like with the rate at which people use them. Like even upon the fact that um, there are people managing these things, the the rate of pollution is still very high. Then what if there were no people managing them? How would it have been? So you can just read the post and I think you'll like it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Calvin. And Abinad, you are up.
So, speaking of the High Borehole project, this is the 20th borehole now. And I just shared this so that you all see how big of a deal it is when um the boreholes are constructed. You see that they organize a whole program for it, and then like people are happy dancing and everything. So you should check this out and see how happy people get when they get the boreholes. Thank you.
Some another perspective on the boreholes. Very good.
I have a question for Abinad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you live near one of the boreholes? And if so, do you actually use the water from the borehole, or do you have other water sources?
No, I don't live near the boreholes. Um, where the boreholes are normally places where there is so much pollution of the water bodies. So it's not really at where I am, but where I am, we don't really have much pollution of the water bodies. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Interesting. They're certainly needed where they're put in, that's for sure. And bipolar, you are up. And who's got that 5 HBI? Bipolar has the 5 HBI.
I'm sorry, that lady's got a lucky streak.
Not only that, she's not with us. Did she have a network issue? She
She
must have.
must have, because she was here just a moment ago.
Yeah, that's pretty sure. There, she's
Oh,
typing.
she she asked me to present for her, but I also got occupied. Let me bring her link because
You're
I
going to
know she's
present for
probably
her?
yes.
Okay. Battling the
Okay,
weather on the road. Okay.
okay.
All right.
So yeah, so
Abinad,
this is
on behalf of Bipolar, please present.
so for 350 HBD, I'm going to present for bipolar today. She has a post about beneficial mutualism, and she's talking about the kind of benefits you get from friends, where it's not like one-sided. You're both helping each other out in times of need, in hard times. Like she had a friend where there was a time where one of her friends would send her location when she's going to a place where she thinks is not safe, and she also do the same. And the part which drew my attention was when she said that I could actually hit my chest and say she's a good person, which I can't do that. I'm sorry, bipolar. I can't really hit my chest and say a good person, but I can say it without hitting my chest because my chest is paining me. Thank you, bipolar.
Well, you hit your chest often enough, it will be paining you.
Yes.
Very nice. That's an interesting term. Beneficial mutualism. Hmm. Thank you, Abinette. And Kitty Girl, you're up. Now's a good time to drop more emojis, folks.
Well, frequently in my posts, I'm holding a small item or turning it to where it's got a better light. And, people have commented on my nails over the years, and I really appreciate the compliments. But that's not the purpose of my putting them in the photos. It's always, well, like here, I'm holding a bottle and tipping it up to where I can get a good shot of it. But people comment on my nails, so I decided to write a post about nails. And I talk about the color and the um, what I have done to them to make them strong and healthy and whatnot, blah blah blah. It's just kind of a fun post, nothing serious.
Well, there you go. Now you can check out everything there is to know about Kitty's nails. A nail drying station. She shows her foot. Mmm.
Yeah, it's so freaky how that polish looks white under the UV light. I don't know what kind of UV light it is. There's UVA and UVB and whatever. I don't know what it is they've got, but it's so funny.
Shows it different ways, doesn't it? Neat. All right. Anybody else get anything they want to share today? Don't everybody jump in at once. Go for it, kitty girl.
Well, I can hold off just a minute in case somebody else pops up an emoji, and it'll take me a minute to get a link anyways.
Okay. Engine needs 5, he says. He's cooking one.
Oh, he must be writing one, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
So that's okay.
Oh, if I did that, we'd have to wait for 4 hours.
Yeah, I think we might hold off till next week on that one.
Oh God, I'm as slow as Christmas on the posting. Ugh.
It'll
All
come.
right, Abinette has dropped an icon. Why don't you let her go ahead and go first, and then I'll go after that.
Okay. Go for it, Abinad.
Oh, you know what? I actually was also going to pick up my link, thinking that she was coming to present.
You
Oh,
guys
well,
are.
I can go ahead and go then, and that'll give Abinette a minute to get her link.
Go for it.
Okay, there's a young man on the platform, Emmanuel Happy, who actually was in Pimp Your Post Thursday last week and maybe the week before. I don't remember. Anyway, he's interviewing people on the platform, and his latest post, he's interviewed me, and I didn't really know what kind of questions he was going to ask, and I was just babbling and rambling on. But Shadows Pub has been interviewed. In fact, she was the one who told me he was legit, and it would be cool for me to accept his invite to do the interview. So I appreciate that, Shadows. Until you told me, that you had actually talked to him and whatnot, I didn't know whether to respond to him or not.
Well,
But he has actually interviewed.
guilty
Oh,
had
go ahead.
guilty hit me up to let him interview me because he's fairly new on the platform. So he was. That's what he was running into was difficulty getting people to respond to him. So guilty asked me. So then when
Ah,
I knew he was asking you, that I passed that on.
okay. I didn't realize it was a chain reaction.
Yep.
Okay, very good. But he seems to be sincere in what
Mm-hmm.
he's doing. And yeah, he's only been on the platform for about a year and a half now. So he's still, learning people and, learning the way things work and getting his feet wet. So yeah, if you want to hear me babbling and rambling on about stuff, you can check out his post. And then if he comes up and says, gee, I'd like to interview you, um, try to give him a good response and do it if you can. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, he's. I think it's like everything else. You get better as you go, and he gets more confident as he goes, which kind of helps.
Yeah, and he's really good too because halfway through the interview, we had a technical glitch on his end where he was just suddenly disconnected from the internet. And I waited around and he came back on and we picked up the interview where we left off. And he seamlessly stitched the two pieces together where if you weren't present, you wouldn't even know that it wasn't one interview. He did a good job.
Yeah, I understand he has some network issues, so he's probably got pretty practiced at that editing.
Well, and this one wasn't even a network issue per se. His phone got overheated. He was using an app on his phone to do the recording. His phone got overheated and just powered off. It was weird, but he recovered very quickly and very easily. It was
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. So Snook's looks like Snook's having trouble getting into the voice channel. Just Discord's being weird.
yeah.
There she
She
is.
was in here a while ago.
She was, and then she dropped out, and then I've been watching her in text. She said Discord's being weird. I said, "Come on back." She says, "I'm trying." What was going on, Snook?
No, we
I
need to hear Snook's wonderful voice and her great laugh.
I don't know what was going on. It was well, I dropped out originally to make sure my mom was alive, which was a little touch and go there for a minute. But my cousin finally got through to her, so she's still breathing. And
That's
then I
good to
came
know.
back and it kept kicking me out of when I came back in the voice, it like just kicked me out.
Well, accuse your mother. She did it. Abadad, are y'all set up?
Yes. So that's my post. So this is what I wanted to share. Okay, it's here. So that's my entry. This was my entry to the Ladies of Hive prompts. And it was asking if I was like if it's either you are an indoor person or an outdoor person. And then I think everybody here knows that I'm definitely an outdoor person. But then the thing is that the plot twist is that when I was like young, when I was a kid, I hated going outside because I was always very anxious, like, and I had social anxiety, seeing people, talking to people, and then my brother used to drag me outside. So for some reason, after I grew up, I have come to like being outside, and my brother rather be indoors all the time. And I think it's because maybe I missed out on being outside when I was a kid. So now that I'm grown and I feel like I can take care of myself outside, I want to be outside instead of being indoors. And this is all about my adventures and how much I like being outside. Because 2 days indoors means I'm suffocating already. Thank you.
Interesting how our tastes change as we grow older, eh? What was once
Yeah.
made, we were being made to do, we now do willingly. Yeah, me too, Ricky. Abinad, you won the NFT.
Wait, hold on, Shadows. You said you like being indoors. Rookie also like being indoors. I think people who love being indoors have this sort of superpowers. You people have powers that you don't know you have. Because how would you? I mean, it's nice, it's fine, and it's I said it is a power because it's powerful to want to enjoy your personal space and be indoors and then be okay 24 hours with just food, electricity, and water, and that's all.
So
Wow.
I have the privilege of not only being able to be indoors, but I don't have to go out for anything. Everything gets
Oh,
delivered to my door.
oh, okay.
Groceries get
Nice.
delivered, mail gets delivered, even clothing that I want gets delivered.
Oh,
Shadows is
nice.
an indoor cat.
Yep, I'm an indoor cat. But I do have to go out to put the garbage out uh, about once a month. So I do have to do that. But that's just a walk to the end of my driveway, which is only about, I don't know, 30 feet, Alessandra?
Yeah, that sounds about right. But then
Yep.
I kind of balance things because I can't eat at home. I have to go outside to find food because I don't store food here.
Yeah, and I hear that apparently I'm in Alessandra's pocket, so I do travel outside. I'm just not aware of it.
I take her everywhere. I'm like, look where we are today.
Yeah, not too many people get that privilege, Abinad. So, yes, I do know that I'm privileged. Anybody else have anything they want to share? I know Engine's coming. He's flying through a post at the moment.
Did somebody share the Hive anniversary post?
Oh, is it out?
Yeah, I can grab the link for it.
Yep, go ahead. Kitty Girl said it was coming, but it wasn't out yet.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it
here we go. We'll get it hot off the press.
yeah. I shared it on my blog. There we go.
There we go. 5 years of freedom. All right. Thank you, Snook.
You're welcome. Sorry, my phone is.
What's wrong with your phone?
Oh, it was beeping.
Oh, Mom letting you know that she's still alive?
No, my cousin actually. Well, because my husband's having surgery tomorrow, so um, I told her she has to be. She can't end up in the hospital for the next 2 weeks.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, she's not looking the greatest, so it's just kind of making sure she's okay.
So you need to make sure that you read the post because there's some things in there you can get, like raffle tickets.
Yeah, I didn't I was just glanced through it and I didn't quite understand the whole raffle ticket thing, but
Um,
There's
Probably.
500 HBD to be given away, and you can do the things that it says to do in the post to get the tickets to the raffle.
That'll do it. So you have to read down through to find out what the activities are.
and you'd also have to have time to do the activities. Sorry, that was crabby stuff.
Yeah, I noticed
I'm
that, but we're
I'm
used.
turning into just a crabby old lady between my husband and my mother.
So your favorite hive project, you get to write about that, a minimum of 1,000 words, and you can get 10 raffle tickets. There you go. There's one thing you can do. And what types of innovative ideas would you like to see on Hive? Write a post and link it in the comments below describing your desired idea in 4 to 500 words. Every post that fits the brief will get 5 raffle tickets. So you've got the possibility
There's
of.
also
Go ahead.
there's also a quote in the post that if you identify who said it, you win a raffle ticket.
So you can get 16 raffle tickets. Come on, Snook, you got all kinds of time. You can do that.
Yeah, yeah, I'll get right on that.
So, by the way, why did I need to charge all my devices last night?
Oh, I didn't know if the storm was gonna come by you or not. It was heading your way.
No, Northern Ontario. I'm Southern Ontario.
Well, yeah, well, okay, because we got the ice. We got, well, it rained and then it turned to hail and then snow. So
Yeah,
luckily, I didn't have to go out until 9:30 this morning. So the roads were all salted and clean, but our sidewalk is a little iffy. I mean, Frank put down ice or salt on it, but it was a little dicey here. And I didn't know if that was coming towards you.
No,
Or
according to the radar, it was arcing to the north, so it was going to
oh,
hit northern Ontario.
oh, okay.
I was reading about it this morning. I went, yeah,
Uh,
it's a good place for it. This time of year would be very unusual for us to get hit with a storm, although it's not unheard of. Um,
no,
I have
it's
I have a twin set of twins, niece and nephew, and the day they were born, which was early April, we had a foot and a half of snow. In fact,
yeah.
my eldest brother and his then wife, who of course was the one that was pregnant, they were supposed to be taking a trip into the U.S. that weekend, and because the snow hit, they had to stay home, and thus the kids ended up born in Canada instead of unexpectedly
Oh,
in the U.S.
that's hilarious. Do they get dual citizenship then?
Why would they have dual citizenship?
Well, they were born in Canada.
Yeah, they're Canadians to born to Canadians. That's only a single citizenship. If they
Oh,
had
I
been in, if they ended up in the U.S. when they were born, they would have ended up with dual citizenship.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, confused.
If Steve and Karen had taken the trip across the border and she'd given birth there, that would have been different. But
Yeah,
the snow kept her in Canada. How
that's
typically
funny.
how typically Canadian. Yeah, we dubbed them the niece and the nephew, and Karen didn't like that, so she named them Brad and Brenda.
That's worse than the niece and the nephew.
I kind of like the niece and the nephew.
Yeah, Brad and Brenda. That's a little. I don't know. It's a little too rhymey to me, but I guess they're twins and they're not my kids, so that's all right.
Well, they're Brad and they're Brenda, and they're definitely not rhyming because the two of them don't speak to each other.
Well, with a name like Brad and Brenda, I can see why. I'm sorry, just teasing. It just both of them sound too much like it would be like Braddy Brenda and Braddy Brad. I don't know.
Oh, that kind of fit.
Bratty, brats.
Yeah, doesn't it? Just kind
Those
of, I don't know.
the two kids had a tendency towards doing a lot of whining when they were around their mother, and
Oh,
we would babysit them. And the first thing would happen is that whining would stop. It'd be nope. As long as you're whining, you're not getting what you want.
well,
So,
yeah.
so they were down one time, and they'd been there actually 2 or 3 days, and they kind of got past the whiny part. But their sister, older sister, was there, and she was causing trouble. They were out in the next room, and of course, I didn't know what was going on. I'm in the kitchen making dinner, and uh, Brenda comes running in, and of course, she's doing the whining. I can't hear you, Brenda. So every time I said I can't hear you, Brenda, she just whined louder. So finally, I looked at her and I said to her, "Use your words." And she looked at me for a minute, stomped her foot, and she says, "Carla's being bad," and she stomped off out of the room. I was still laughing when I walked into the living room to deal with her sister. Engine, go for it.
Yeah. Wait, what am I going for?
You're,
You dropped an emoji. Go
Oh
for it.
yeah, I did the thing. Yeah.
You were too busy laughing at the story, were you?
Uh-huh. Okay, so I have a thing
Okay.
for us. I think I have the link
Okay.
in my thing.
take
Here
the
you
thing
go.
and put the thing in the thing.
Yay.
There. It was
There we
teamwork.
go. Teamwork.
All right.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Tell us
But
about
yeah,
this.
this post is a yay, we are five today. Gives a little backstory on how Hive came to be and uh also the alliance itself. This is going to be like the new everybody gets directed to post on how to do the things and when you get to the castle and blah
Oh,
blah blah. So yeah, figured it'd be kind of iconic to make it today. I was waiting for
and
a good day to do it. to rescoop it. So there it
Not,
is.
So
not
this
the fact that I reminded you we needed a new one.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we do. We totally do. So here it is.
so this I assume is your project for your favorite project.
Yes, this will on my own personal blog. I will be posting about my favorite thing on Hive, and it will be, yeah,
I would hope so.
you know it,
You have put a lot
you
of
know
blood,
it.
sweat, and tears into this project over the years.
Literally, I've
Yep.
cut myself a few times. Oh snap!
And I've sent band-aids.
Yup.
Yeah, but Snook, you're not supposed to sneak razor blades in so they cut themselves again.
No, I try not to. But some people don't listen.
Oh, I wonder why.
I don't know. Men.
Anybody
Yeah,
else
you
have
can blame it on that.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to share?
Uh,
All
You
right.
can send the pimp to Shadow there, Katie.
Oh, thank you,
Kidoke
Vincent.
will do.
Oh yeah.
She deserves it for sure.
Hmm.
You've been listening to Shadows Pub host Pimp Your Post Thursday. Thank you for joining us on PYPT. Join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep on creating, and it's all about community. Bye, Wilma.
bye, Wilma.
Wait.